Hi again, everyone, and welcome back to this week's card reading. This is Mystic by Colette, the channel dedicated to helping you empower yourself, rewrite your story, and claim your I Am. My name is Colette Mesdag, and I am an intuitive guide and the creator of Mystic Empowerment Cards. This week, the theme is something that I decided that I wanted to do for a little while. So we are doing spiritual clarity. And we're going to get right to the reading, and then we're going to come back and chat a little bit. So we're set and ready, and our reading this week, the theme is spiritual clarity. As we prepare here, I want to point out that the three cards will often speak together, but if only one card speaks to you to give you that aha moment, that's okay too. It's what is intended. Okay, so here we are, all set, and we're going to start with the very first card, which is from the Mystic Bliss for Change and Transformation. So let's see what we've got. And we have I Am Surrender. The phrase for the card at the bottom, as those of you who are familiar with the three decks, the Mystic Bliss is the only one of the three that has the messages at the bottom. And this one here says, there is power in humility and acceptance. So the message obviously is not about giving up, but allowing, accepting, getting out of your own way, getting your thoughts freed up so that you can allow for clarity to come in. The theme again is spiritual clarity. So when we're speaking about spiritual clarity, we're looking for allowing things to come from outside of the normal realm of understanding. So we're not looking so much for, logical explanations or even, factual, because sometimes what Spirit is communicating may not make sense to us at first until we apply it, until we allow it, until we are in resonance with it. So it is important to step out of your own way, to be open and allow, which is what this card is speaking about. So I want to mention briefly the staff, which through my series, I have come to associate with support, leaning on, the things you can lean on. So you can lean on your inner knowing and your knowledge, and the knowledge base that you have gathered, of course, is part of that as well. There is a pouch within the sorcerer's utility belt, and that pouch could be something that you have your own magic or keep your treasures in, or some aspect of your knowing and understanding. Spiritual clarity comes when we open up to everything that we are, everything that we have, and everything that can come to us. So, put those in your magic pouch. So just to recap, there is power in humility, and acceptance is a very powerful message when it comes to our search for spiritual clarity. You do need to be humble and allow for things to come to you. You need to accept. All right, so let's go to the second card. And the reveal here is I am childlike. It's a number 3 as far as the card number, and this element is air. So the Mystic Journey card series has a theme of the 4 sacred feminine categories, which is Maiden, Warrior, Mother, and Crone. This card is a Maiden card, being in the first 11 of the series, but also as indicated by the element of air in the imagery. The cool thing about this card is that this figure is emerging out of the element of the forest or the trees in this particular case, or whatever's been obscuring her from sight. So if I'm going to tie that into our theme, which was the spiritual clarity, then it is, maybe the message here is that it is time to step out of, to emerge from what has been clouding your vision or obscuring your vision, or even being obscured from being seen. Therefore, if you are struggling with stepping into your full spiritualness and the bigger aspect of who you are, it is the message that it's time to step through what is blocking you. Now, childlike is interesting because that's an openness, that is an ability to not put judgment on what is happening, what is right in front of you. So when we approach spiritualism or our spiritual self with a childlike wonder, with an ability to see things with an open mind, with a fresh mind, this allows us to not attach the weighted aspects of, experience and facts and knowledge and science and all those things that could prevent us from being spiritually connected. With the number 3, again, there's a lot of symbolism in 3 for numerology and angel numbers. I don't get that much into it with my readings on a weekly basis, but for sure, if you're drawn to the number, please do look up the number 3, either in books that you have or online is great resources. I just find that if I type meaning of number 3, it'll come up with so many different sites that you can go into for yourself. But I do want to spend a few moments on the element of air. Air is about creativity, imagination, and dreams, thoughts, ideas. So listen to your dreams over the next little while with regards to how to find your spiritual purpose or being clear in what your spirituality can be for you, where it can lead you. So again, keep an open mind and approach it from a childlike wonder, allow, back to the surrender card, basically step out of your own way. The problem with the adult mind is we tend to want to have the answers rather than allow the answers. So let's take a look at the 3rd card. Interesting, I just said, find the answers, and here it is, I am questioning. So, all right, that's a bit of a challenge for me because it's contradicted what I've just said, but maybe not. Maybe what we want to talk about here is the aspects of not so much not asking questions, but asking the right questions. The figure is an alchemist, and the elements of the alchemist is, of course, curiosity, tenacity, because if an alchemist is faced with a challenge, they won't give up until they found the solution. They try again, as is my description in the Men of Magic booklet for information on the archetype. The card is in the north, as indicated by the compass. And north is that element of home. I've spoken about this a few times as the north cards come up. And that is basically looking for what is guiding you home. Home has often been stated as where the heart is. And if your heart resonates with something that you are hearing or learning or been exposed to in regards to spiritualness, then that is the proper path for you to observe and be within. Again, back to the questioning is be open to questioning, but allow the answers to come. Don't overthink it. The question is about starting the process. I'm not exactly sure where I have this information popping into my head from, but it could be from one of the books or some of the workshops I've been at myself for my own clarity. But I'm getting that I need to say that questions move things. So questions create an activity. It generates energy. That's it. That's something to that effect. Okay, so it generates energy. So let's tie these three up. This, the I am surrender card is shifting or changing how you position yourself when you are asking questions. So, because this is from the Bliss deck, the Change and Transformation deck, that's where I'm being led here to suggest that this card is speaking about. So shift how you stand in when answers are coming to you, when clarity is coming to you. Allow surrender. Similarly with the child card being the nurturing, nurture that child, nurture the element of wonder and acceptance that, without judgment. And of course, the questioning being in the actioning, it's okay to keep asking questions in order for you to move yourself forward. All right, so we'll go back to the other camera and we'll talk some more.
I hope that was a good reading for everybody. And I've got the cards here ready to go. We're going to start with the first card that was part of our reading, which is I Am Surrender. Very powerful card. And I know that when I first created it, one of my friends that I showed it to had a real tough time with the I Am Surrender, because to her that meant giving up. But as you saw in the reading, it is about not so much giving up, but giving way, getting out of your own way. And this is a very important part of spiritual clarity and spiritual development. So I thought that when this card came up, it was pretty powerful for me and a great reminder for a lot of us that one of the big things to do is just step out of the way. Our second card, number 3, and a maiden card from the Mystic Journey deck, the deck for healing and nurturing. And when we are evolving spiritually, we are like children. So nurture that, trust that, be comfortable in that element. And, you will emerge through the process just with this wonder and delight that you can associate with a childlike attitude. And of course, our Men of Magic card. I am questioning, and I know I've mentioned that he is an alchemist, and the key aspect of the alchemist is try again. Don't give up if the first attempt fails. And being in the north, I don't think I mentioned this in the reading, but it is about you will find your way home, because the North Star and the meaning of north. Those of you following in the guidebooks will recognize some of these themes and some of these messages that I mention as we go through each reading. And if you would like some clarity on any of the cards, please feel free to comment below and we'll talk a little bit more. Okay. Now, a reminder that our Mystic Empowerment series are available for purchase. I'm really excited because there's going to be very soon, I'm going to be posting how to order one of the short press run decks that I'm going to do. So they will be not handmade, but they'll still be a very exclusive set because only 250 of each of the decks are going to be printed for this year in time for the holidays. So you can pre-order, and I do have some, series that I'm going to be putting together, and of the 3 decks and special pricing for that, which I can't do with the handmade ones so much. But if you are interested in the decks, I have been waiting for them to go to press. It's still going to be a short run, as I said, but I'm excited about it because it's an opportunity to get into a larger market. And let's not forget that you can book me for more extended card readings, one-on-one, or join the Card of the Month Club. I still have a few seats left for the 2019 year. And if you are interested, you can private message me or go to the website to take a look at how to do that. And I'm really excited because my membership is so much fun to communicate with, and I just love the responses that I'm getting. If you have any comments, questions, please make note of them below. I do go back to all of my posts to see what's going on. And even if you see this post a year after it's been posted, that's okay. That's when you're supposed to get this message. So don't forget that, okay? Anytime you get a reading or you stumble across something, that is divine timing. That's the timing that is supposed to be for you. So don't forget that part of it as well. The question of the week, where you can make some comments below, let's start a conversation, because this is part of the fun, is how do you define spirituality? It could be religion, it could be a sense of how you feel inside, it could be a connection with any kind of energy. But let's just have a little discussion. It's all part of the fun. I'll see you next week, and in the meantime, be light. Thank you.